the 2015 South Carolina AgriBiz and Farm Expo. And joining me this afternoon is Mr. Jody Martin. He is the CEO of Palmetto Consulting Solutions,
That's
but
right.
he's also the executive director of this expo. Jody, I'm glad I got to offer you a seat because I've seen you just running back and forth while you've been here.
Well, thank you. I rest my feet a little bit.
That's
but
right.
It's been a pleasure to serve the people in the ag industry and what we're able to do and be a part of here.
Wonderful.
It's really a blessing.
Now, in terms of what you do with I was going to say with your day job, but with the Palmetto Consulting Solutions, tell me about that and how it connects to this expo.
Well, it's kind of neat. I've been very blessed through my life. One is raised on a 3,500 acre farming operation and learning how to work and how to make things happen in that industry. And then I went to Clemson and got a degree to kind of help me do some other things, but I got a lot of education on the farm especially. And then after that I went and spent 24 years with Clemson Extension Service, which was a great experience and great connections. And then I had an opportunity to do some things outside of that after an early retirement and basically do agribusiness development work, Donna. And what we get excited about is an opportunity to connect the dots between the farms, between the economic development, between the departments, the agencies, and the processor or the manufacturer or the food folks on the other end, and kind of take it from the soil all the way to the table and be involved with many things. And it's not what I know, but the folks I've had an opportunity to get to know over the years, and that kind of led us to what we're doing here as a part of that with this expo.
Now, let's get back to the day.
Yeah.
The day that the expo was born in your mind, as well as, I assume, Colin Bryant's mind.
Well, it goes back even further than that. There was some folks here in Florence and some of the Arbor One folks there. Mary Dixon was involved with that. The director of the Civic Center here, they started talking about a regional show, and then there was Rodney Berry, a friend of mine, that got involved because he'd done other shows, and they wanted to do a regional farm show. And then Rodney called me and said, Jody, you know, we're interested in doing this. Would you like to take a look at what we're doing? And we sat down, had a cup of coffee, and it was like, it was on. And so we all got involved in talking, and I personally agreed to be involved under one condition, that this be a statewide effort, or really a regional effort, because it needed to be about the whole state, and it fit in very well with all the promotion and the growth of what's happening with South Carolina agribusiness and the agribusiness development through the Economic Development Department of Ag, where Clemson was going, Farm Bureau was going, all the farm credits, and everybody working together and collaborating. So we got the leadership of all these organizations, which today is our advisory committee, and the leadership came together in one accord. And that accord was that let's focus on the mission. And if we will focus on the mission, and it's very simple, it was written into every one of our mission statements sitting around that boardroom table that day, and that is to simply promote the business of agriculture in South Carolina. And we all had a common thread, and our agreement was let's focus on the mission and not worry about who gets all the credit, and a rising tide will raise all ships. And Donna, it's really simple. I've just been blessed to have the opportunity, and I say this in a very humble way, it's about a team. And none of this happens if a spoke is missing, that wheel doesn't roll well at all. And you have a flat tire, you just got a problem. And we have been so fortunate to have a team between all of the different folks working together and pulling together. And there's no I in that anywhere. It's all about a team working and moving forward. So it started, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago in the conversations, and it's kind of built and grown, and we want to make it better. This was really a good year, but we can do better. We can bring more folks. We've just got to keep moving forward and help the people, the farmers, the agribusiness leaders, and everybody around that has an interest in agriculture to understand is, hey, this is something I got to go to. This is the place to meet the who's who, to get connected. This is the place to get the education. This is the place to get the innovation of what's happening in our awesome industry of agriculture and agribusiness.
Well, I mean, they may have to build a wing onto this conference center if it keeps growing.
They're looking at it.
Okay.
And it's not for us specifically, yes, but we are a big part of the plans as they talk about that, because we like the collaboration we've got here. We're in a good spot, and they've really been a tremendous partner here at this facility, and we just want to continue to grow and expand. Next year we'll break down a few walls and we'll grow and expand. We turned away exhibitors this year, so it was
That's
sold.
That's a good problem to have.
It was.
Though.
Very,
I don't know
very
many
much.
people that
And
have that.
last night, even after the taste, we sat down and talked about some new folks wanting to come on as sponsors and being able to come together, because this doesn't work and the bills don't get paid without the exhibitors and without the sponsors, and they don't invest in that if they don't get return on that investment. And our focus is to take care of them, and everything else will come together.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, and that planning part of this is, I mean, that's what makes it happen, is that planning and partnership part. But then also, once you get here, there's so many elements and partners involved that are not part of that original group, the planning committee. Tell me who does that and how that works.
Well, it started today. Well, actually started yesterday. You get all these ideas, and we've had a lot of folks come up today. Well, here's an idea. I said, well, do us a favor. I said, you're going to get 2% of what I've got left right now. I said, make your notes. And over the next few weeks, we'll be collecting data, we'll be getting information, and we'll be working towards ideas for the future. And this is a 12-month process to the next one. We'll start to work right away, and then it'll pace up as we go. But I would hate to know the number of hours that goes into this 2-day show in this expo, but it's all worth it. And we want to get everybody here to be a part of that. And it is a team effort, and we can't do it without everybody being a part of that, and that's the secret.
And you know, I think about what happens with the major food providers, caterers, all of the people that are involved in these exhibits, all of the people that brought this very large, beautiful equipment, down to these camellia plants that the Kings brought in from Forest Lake greenhouses. It is a major production, and somehow you say you took an early retirement.
No, I just put on a different hat.
Okay, do you go to bed for a week when this is over?
Yeah, probably. But it's all about the pieces of it, because what's neat, Donna, is you say agriculture, that's a big word.
It is a big word.
And people have all these ideas, and you have to kind of focus, because ag is everything we've covered: agritourism, small farm, large farm. You've got the horticulture side, you got of course the fruit and hort side. You got all different moving parts: the proteins, the cattle, and our goal, in addition to all these things, is for people to walk in, like the taste last night. The real ambition there is for them to walk in and go, wow, I had no idea that South Carolina agriculture involved so many great products, so many great commodities, and there were so many great people that were wrapped into that.
Yes.
And I hear that all the time. These are great people to work with. The ag people, the ag industry in our state and around us and our industry are just down-to-earth people. And they love what they do, and they have a passion about it, and it's a whole lot of fun working with people that are passionate about what they're doing.
Well, and in addition to the passion, there's just a lot of creativity that you don't necessarily know about unless you're in a venue like this or you're in the agriculture business. But we are starting to see more of that, and you know, I think events like this, but also all of these partners that are involved in putting this on, what they do in their day-to-day work.
Right.
So it makes you proud to be from South Carolina.
It does, and most people have no idea what it takes to do an event like this. I surely didn't. I don't know that I'd have been able to start it, but and I don't say that. I say that because we're orchestrating a team to work together, and that's why it works. But there's a lot of manpower, there's a lot of dollars, there's a lot of time from everybody on every angle that buys into what we're doing to be able to make that happen. And that's agriculture, and people jump on board and want to be a part of this team of promoting the business of agriculture.
And do you have any sense for how far away someone may come to this event?
Well, as far as the exhibitors and speakers, we had folks here from the Midwest and all up and down the East Coast, and so we draw a lot of folks from there. There's people, our primary draw is throughout this entire state of South Carolina. We've had folks here from the mountains to the sea, and then we extend quite a ways, I think, even up above on I-20. You head on into Georgia a little ways, and I think we draw folks up and down the I-95 corridor into Georgia, and particularly in that southeastern corner of North Carolina. Mm-hmm. So and beyond, but that's kind of the target areas.
And it's hard to put a demographic to this, but particularly with the youthful farmers and the young people, any sense of that growing over the years of the Expo?
Oh yeah. We had, you start young, like right now, I guess there was 150, 75, I'm trying to get all the numbers together now, for the Youth Ag Day, and that's the FFA and the high school kids. But the idea of that is those will be kids 5 and 10 years from now that's going to be very much involved with what's happening here at the Expo, and particularly in the world of agribusiness all around us. That's why the Commissioner's Breakfast, raising money for the Commissioner's School, because we're planting those seeds that'll be doing what we're doing today to continue these efforts and grow that industry. And what's most interesting is a lot of people think that a farmer, if you're a farmer, you got on a pair of bib overalls and a hat. And I love bib overalls and my hat, but at the same time, agribusiness and the farming industry is probably the most technically advanced industry of anything out there. So it is absolutely phenomenal, and you come here and you see that, and you see agricultural drones and the precision ag tools and all those things that are just, it's phenomenal.
And talking with the people with John Deere and some of the other machinery, and it's not just a vehicle anymore.
Right.
And it never was, but all of the other components of mechanization and understanding, though, and computerization, and understanding what your yields are, or what your, how things are working that you're spreading, or it is amazing, and it is a secret.
Yeah.
It's a secret, but I think it's getting out, and it's getting more and more exciting. And Jody, we've been talking about partners, but never in the value chain would I think that the artists would also be a part of that value chain, and particularly and specifically when it comes to the AgriBiz and Farm Expo.
Yeah, we had an opportunity years ago to meet Jim Harrison. It's kind of like the Coca-Cola artist, and from Denmark, a phenomenal artist.
Denmark, South Carolina.
That's exactly right.
Right.
And he, we got a conversation going, and what happened this year, it developed where he did the first official print for the South Carolina AgriBiz and Farm Expo. And it's got the logo here, and it's really neat. And of course, I believe I'm holding an autograph one here, but he has joined us and partnered with us on that, and if it goes well, we'll continue to do it. So people can go to his website, order this print specifically. He's selling quite a few of them here at the show.
Yes.
And it's just, and on the back of it has a special write-up and logo and information about the expo itself to promote what we're doing, what we've been talking about, the business of agriculture, and promoting that.
Well, that value chain continues to grow, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for being here and being with us this week. It's been an absolute blessing, and it's a special part of what's happening in the growth of this, and we sure appreciate y'all's efforts and being a part of this team.
Well, we certainly do enjoy being a part of that
team. we thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jody Martin. Jody Martin is the Executive Director of the Ag Expo. He's also co-founder of the Ag Expo and is the CEO of Palmetto Consulting Group.